Dirty kitchens are gross. So today I'm going to teach you the 5 tips you need to start cleaning your kitchen like a boss. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Bright. I am the founder of Kitschworks. This is where you are today, and I'm so glad that you popped on to watch another episode. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe below and click the bell right now. Please click. All right, you did it? Great. I don't mean to be bossy. That's not my style. However, I don't want you missing another episode. So today we are going to talk about the 5 tips that you need to make sure that your kitchen is spotless. It's going to make it so much easier to want to come in and cook. It's going to make you want to prepare a meal instead of going to the closest drive-thru. So let's jump in on these 5 amazing tips. I almost did 10, but I only got 5. So let's jump in. So these tips are things that I use in my kitchen every single day and week. I find that it's really important to keep a really clean kitchen. It makes me want to come in and cook, and it doesn't give me that just blah feeling that I have a disaster on my hands. So a lot of these tips might seem simple, and they are. However, I can guarantee that most of us aren't doing them, or we're only doing 1 and 2. But when you put 5 together, it's really, really powerful. So the first one is wash your dishes after a meal. I know it is so much easier to just dump it in the sink and be completely done with it, but I have a tool that has made my life so much easier. I'm a huge fan of Scotch-Brite, and they make these awesome sponges. You can see the soap moving around in the handle. And this is a non-scratch, it's a scratch-free surface, so you can use it on all of your stainless and your coated pans without a problem. I love it because the soap comes through the sponge and you can easily just wipe off plates, everything, and it makes my life so much easier. You guys have no idea. I hate sponges. I think they're gross, but this way I'm attached to the handle and I'm not, physically touching it. There are definitely uses for sponges, and I'm not saying don't use them. It's actually going to come up in our next technique. However, this is the bomb diggity for making sure that you get your dishes out of the sink, dry it off or into the dishwasher, and just clean and put away. So that's technique number 1. So let's go to tip number 2. Tip number 2 I got from Melissa Maker over at Clean My Space. She taught me this in one of her YouTube videos. Her channel is amazing, so I really suggest that you go and check it out. She taught me the technique, and this is tip number 2. I call it the technique. And she created this way of cleaning that makes a whole lot of sense. So I'm going to take my sponge and say I'm going to clean my kitchen from top to bottom, or I'm just going to, clean the counters and sweep up the floors. Well, what you want to do is you want to go from top to bottom. So you want to clean off your counters. You can put those crumbs on the floor, do whatever you'd like, because you're only going to clean the counters once, and then you're going to clean the floor after the counter. So you're not doing anything twice, which I thought was, such a brainiac idea that most of us are probably just going from one side of the kitchen to the other, trying to get it all together. Her other the second step to this 2-step process is after you've gone from top to bottom, you want to either go from left to right or right to left. My kitchen is not very small, so I like to go from right to left. That way, you're never missing an area of the kitchen. I'm going to go from one side of my countertops to the other, and then turn around and then clean the stove area and its countertop second. Then I run into my fridge. Again, my kitchen's really, really small. However, this tip can save you so much time when you are trying to get things wiped up and cleaned up after dinner or after a big family breakfast. All right, so let's move into tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to wipe down daily. Again, not something that you think is spectacular that you've never heard of before. However, I doubt that you're doing it, and it's okay. I didn't do it all the time either. And then you build up that grime on your countertops. So you really want to wipe it down daily. I am a huge fan of the cleaning wipes. This one happens to be Clorox. However, I put the Lysol one in the link below only because it was the cheaper on Amazon when I found it. They're all great products. My favorite is the lemon scented because it smells fresh and clean. And with these, you just wipe and go. Some people don't like the harshness of these types of products, and that's great. I have also included one of my favorite DIY recipes that I also use in the link below. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a spray bottle and you're gonna mix it with 50% of water, and the other 50% is going to be vinegar. It doesn't smell too great. So what I have done is I take a few drops of the doTerra lemon essential oil and drop it into that mixture to give it that really fresh smell. What I love about doTerra is they're made wonderfully. They're the purest of pure essential oils. There's no extra harsh chemicals that other brands do use. So if you're gonna go with an essential oil, I highly recommend doTerra. So again, wipe down your countertops daily. Step and tip 4 is what I call marinate. And no, we are not marinating steak and we're not marinating chicken. We're gonna marinate the kitchen. And what I mean by this is if you're using a cleaning spray like the solution I just talked about, or if you want something that's pre-bought, I highly recommend the Clean Works. It's lemon scented. There's a pattern here. I really like lemon. And it's really good for your kitchen. It's an all-purpose cleaner that is 98% naturally derived. I love this stuff. I use it in my kitchen, my bathroom. This is another option for you. However, if you are going to use products like this one, or say you are going to, scrub your sink down, I try and do that weekly in my house just because that, they get gross. You rinse them out, but you really need to scrub. So if you're gonna use that, I really recommend the Comet Soft Cleanser. It's not going to scratch the surface. And it's a wonderful product. I feel that it works really well. I accompany it with a sponge, and I use that technique that I learned and that I just shared with you all. And I get everything in the kitchen really scrubbed down. So the tip that I'm going to share with you is the fact that you need to let it marinate. And what that means is the cleaner needs to do its job. So wait 2 to 3 minutes before wiping or scrubbing to make sure the disinfectant has really done its job before you wipe it away. All right, y'all, we have now come to tip number 5. And tip number 5 is moving away from your countertops and onto your floors. There is a lot of foot traffic that takes place in the kitchen in 1 week, and you want to make sure that it's just as clean of debris and germs as your countertops. So tip number 5 is to vacuum and mop weekly. You don't have to get a physical bucket. It can be a Swiffer, it could be a steam mop. Whatever you choose to use on your floors, make sure you do it weekly because it is so important to get that grime off your tile or your hardwood or whatever you've got. And the crumbs that you leave can actually bring in unwanted visitors, and we're just going to leave it at that. If you catch my drift, I live in Dallas. There is a ton of unwanted visitors. They're black and small and they crawl. They're disgusting. Anyways, you want to really keep the floors clean for that reason. But it goes beyond that. It's making sure that you're getting the grime up, cleaning up the crumbs, and making sure that the whole entire space is incredibly fresh. So that is tip number 5. All right, y'all, let's do a quick recap of the 5 things you need to do each week or every day to keep your kitchen completely spotless and to make you clean like a boss, which was the title of this video. So number 1 is you want to clean your dishes after every meal. Make sure that those things are put away in the dishwasher or on a towel drying. Wipe them down, get them put up, get them in the cabinets, make the kitchen spotless. Number 2 was to learn the technique that I shared with you from Melissa Maker over at Clean My Space. She does a fantastic job of explaining the top down and right to left method, or left to right, whichever you choose. I think it's really helpful to make sure that you get the whole entire kitchen clean and you're not missing any spots, going from one side to the other, and just creating a bigger chore for yourself, essentially. Number 3 is to wipe down daily. And you want to make sure that you wipe the counters down using the products I showed you or your own product of choice. Again, they're linked down in the show notes. Make sure that you just wipe the grime, wipe the crumbs, and just keep moving with your day. It's going to make the area a lot fresher and cleaner, and it's going to smell good because if you use lemon like I do, it's a fresh and just really yummy scent. All right, number 4 is to marinate. And you're going to let disinfectant sit in your sink if you're cleaning your sink, or on your countertops if you're using a spray or gel type of form cleaner. Obviously, this does not work with the wipes. However, if you're using any other type of cleaner, you want to make sure you wait 2 to 3 minutes and let that disinfect properly. The last tip that I am sharing with you is you want to make sure that you have cleaned the floors, sweep and mop daily, making sure that you get those crumbs and gunk and everything picked up off your floor. So that's the recap of the 5 tips to make you clean like a boss. I know my tips seem oh so basic. However, I bet you aren't doing them each week or every day. You should probably incorporate all 5 just to make your whole entire kitchen a wonderful and approachable place to come. Again, you want to come to your kitchen and cook and spend less time going through the drive-thru. I also believe that you want to spend more time with friends and family. So if you keep up on the little stuff each and every day and each week, it's going to make the times just breeze by, instead of coming in and spending an hour or 2 cleaning a disaster of a kitchen. So if you liked this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe below by clicking the red subscribe button. It should be to your right of the screen on the bottom side of the video. I hope that you come and join me again on another episode of the Kitschworks Kitchen. I do videos every Sundays and Wednesday. Sundays are our Sunday morning chat, which is a lot less informal than this process. And then on Wednesdays, we teach you tips, tricks, or recipes that you can take and use into your own kitchen. I'm so glad that you could join me, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Cheers.